Boy, what I'm going to do.
Hi, it's Heather and TJ with Murray's Home for Wayward Chickens. And we heard back from the vet earlier today. We have two options for tube feeding the chicken that has not eaten with the concussion. Since the steroid has not helped and she stopped eating, we haven't been able to get anything but a little bit of liquid in her through an oral syringe. One option is it's an oral intubation tube for feeding. Can I see that for a second? The tube. So this is the syringe, and then this is the tube. It's got little holes in the bottom of it. Otherwise, what we have to do for this, though, is we have to pull her neck forward to make sure that we get the tube all the way down her throat and into her crop. That was a concern for us because her neck is recessed, and I didn't want to hurt her. So we asked the vet if we should do that option or the option of an oral syringe filled with food that's just pushed to the back of her throat. My concern with that was causing her to choke. I think the vet agreed with that, and she thinks that we're fully capable of just tube feeding her. She said that this chicken of her size is supposed to get 4 milliliters of food and that it should be mushy. So we have special food that we bought when we got the kit for the force feeding tube. It's Harrison's bird food. It's for chickens, but it's a high potency, super fine, maximum nutritional formula for small birds. We've mixed that. And the food needs to be about 100 degrees. It can't go in cold, so close to their body temperature. So TJ cooked a scrambled egg. We put the vitamin water in it. We mixed the vitamin water in it to make it mushy, and we've added some of this bird food. He's got it in like a soupy mixture at this point. It's got to be small enough to get through that tube and through the little holes at the end. And so please bear with us and be patient. We have not done this before, so it may not be the smoothest. We're going to be as gentle and extremely careful as we can be, but we wanted to share it with you because if this ever happens to somebody, these kits, TJ, how much did you say you bought that kit for?
I don't know, it was about 20 bucks.
Like $20. Was it Amazon?
I think it was a vet site.
It was like one of those vet sites, maybe like Chewy or any vet site. And it is stomach feeding kit. This is a 60 milliliter catheter tip with one tube. It says lamb and kid, but it can be used for chickens. And it's from AgriPro Enterprises. So if you can bear with us for a minute. So I have this beautiful little girl here. She is a Bantam Brahma. So she's tiny to begin with, and she needs nourishment. So we tested her earlier today. TJ came home on his lunch break. See how recessed her neck is? TJ kind of was playing with her neck, and she doesn't seem to mind having it pulled up a little bit as long as it goes in. It was an up angle that you did it. So please, I don't even know that we would normally do a video for the first time we're trying something, but I don't know how often we're going to get this opportunity to share it. So please bear with us and be patient, and I'm going to try to be patient. So TJ's getting everything set up now. Can I show them what you're mixing in the...
Yeah, this is, obviously it's not soupy enough. It's not going through the tube. I have to put a lot of force in it. It's coming out the sides. So.
Oh. So does it need to be more liquidy?
I have to readdress and remix and figure out how I'm going to get this to work.
I don't think it's a good idea that we wind up making the holes in the tube bigger because I think they're put in there for a specific reason. So I think we're just better off making the food a little more watery for her. So hang on. So the whole point of a feeding tube for the chicken is that we're going to put the tube like an intubation down her throat and into her crop. And he's watched some videos to show that you can feel where the tube is to make sure that, and to be sure that it's in the crop, and then to slowly force the food from the syringe, and it's like a bolus injection. So we're gonna fill her crop with food as if she's eaten. That way she's gonna get nourishment. Her body is gonna digest it like it normally would. She just isn't eating. So she needs the sustenance until she can do it on her own. So during the setup process, TJ's really struggling to get the food to go through the tube without it shooting out from the syringe at the top where the tube attaches. So no matter how soupy we seem to make this food, it's still too chunky to make it through. So what I did was I put it through the food processor. So it's literally, it's like liquid. It's like baby food at this point, which I think the vet, must be what the vet meant when she said make it soupy. So we've got scrambled eggs, liquefied, with the vitamin B1 and B12 from the vitamin water, and this high potency bird food in here. And I'm about to grab a vitamin E capsule, squirt that in here as well. So she's just gonna have her crop filled with the best of everything, and hopefully it will give her some energy and give her the nutrients and nourishment she needs to hold her off while she's healing. So one of the other reasons why TJ has practiced like 5 or 6 times sucking the food up and squirting it back out with the syringe for practice before we start is because there was one time, even after the food was more liquefied, that as he was testing it and shooting the food out, the food slowly came out, and then all of a sudden there was an air pocket, and then more food came out. And with what we've read and he's researched, you cannot squirt air into their crop like that. So we have to make sure that the food is liquefied enough and the tube is completely filled like a regular syringe. You can't put an air bubble in a vein any differently than you can a crop. So he's got it where it looks like it's coming out now. We've actually shortened the tube quite a bit because it's for a lamb or a kid, and the tube is like really long. So now we've made it maybe like, it's probably like 8 to 10 inches long. It only has to be long enough to get down the chicken's throat and into the crop. As soon as it's in there, we stop. And so it looks like now he's got it going pretty well, and we're gonna get ready to show you guys how to do this.
Squeeze it.
Okay, we are ready to go. And now we just have to figure out, you're gonna sit over here.
Yeah.
We have to figure out, in all honesty, Tisha, I think I'm better off being the one that pushes the syringe and you pull her neck. I'm not comfortable pulling her neck. I feel like I would hurt her, and you've already practiced it. What are your thoughts on it?
I would agree, but
Can you come sit with me, please?
Yes, but I want to watch a couple more videos on it first.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna wrap Guinness in a towel, and the video that we were just looking at, there were diagrams. So the chicken has 2 tubes. One is the trachea, and one is the esophagus. The trachea is in the front. You absolutely, positively do not want to put the tube in the trachea because you will put the food into the chicken's lungs and they will aspirate and die. The esophagus is at the back left of the chicken's throat. So when the tube goes in, we're going to start on the right-hand side and move the tube. Once we have the chicken's head up with her mouth open, the first tube we see is the trachea, and we want to go behind that back left corner to the esophagus, which is supposed to feel like a soft straw. We will be able to see the tube moving through the chicken's esophagus under the skin and the feathers by the chest. If it's in the trachea, we won't see that. We need to back out and put it in the correct tube. Once it's in the crop, we stop, and we have to feel the crop to make sure it's filling and not overfill it. And if the chicken starts to aspirate at all, we have to pull the tube out. And then after we put the food in, we need to hold her head up so that the food can continue to travel down through the crop from the esophagus and not into her lungs. Oh my God, look. Okay.
I'll give her this.
TJ's gonna give her a pretty healthy dose of meloxicam to relax her before we get started. And after watching a few videos and having a discussion with TJ, we've decided that I think the best thing is I'm gonna do the intubation and the bolus push, where TJ is gonna be the one to hold her and stretch her neck. He should pull her neck all the way up, put her head back, open her mouth, and make sure that we see the trachea down the middle. The trachea is attached to the back of the chicken's tongue. And when their head is back, we just learned that that's the reason why they put their head back when they're drinking water. When they put their head back, the trachea closes so that they can swallow. So with her head back, her trachea will close. I have to intubate her from the right side of the mouth to the back left of her mouth. It's on the right side of her mouth, but it's the left when I'm looking at it. And so once the tube, we saw the video, you can sort of see the feathers moving slightly. That means that the tube is going down the esophagus and not the trachea. You wait a few seconds to make sure that there isn't any gasping noises, so it's not in the wrong area, and then we can do the bolus push. to put the fluids in. This has to be done 4 times a day. Even this video, and the vet said it's better off we give her 5 milliliters of food 4 times a day rather than overfilling her crop by mistake to begin with. So, are we ready?
I don't know. I want to let that.
He wants to give her a few minutes for the meloxicam to kick in. He just gave her an injection. It wasn't oral. It was a syringe. It was
No, this is oral.
It was oral. Okay, oral of meloxicam. So we're gonna wait about 10 minutes, and we're gonna come back and show you how to do this. Okay, we are as ready as we're going to be, and so TJ's got her. He's gonna hold her. This may take a few minutes. The videos say that if there's any type of struggle where it doesn't work, let the chicken close their mouth and try again. You don't want to jam it in there and hurt them. And I've never done this before, so please be patient.
Let me get her mouth open first.
Okay, mouth's open.
Oh,
Stretch your neck.
Yeah, hold on.
I think you need to turn her more towards me.
She's turning.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, I can see.
Okay, relax.
Okay. You have your fingers over her nostrils. Okay, that's better. Oh, much better. Okay.
Let's try that.
Now. All right. I was almost at it. Give her a second.
It's okay.
We're gonna let her calm down for a second. Okay, we wrapped her in a warm blanket. We let her calm down, and I don't have my headlamp, so I'm gonna put a flashlight in her mouth to make sure I can see her trachea. And we're gonna try this again. All right, so mouth open first. Can you turn her more towards me? Yes. And then I can try to open her mouth. All right, I got that. Okay.
Okay. Let's try that.
I open more. Pull her head up more. Okay, I see the trachea. I think it's.
Okay. Get the mouth open a little bit. Don't. Okay.
Is it going down the? You see her feathers moving?
I can't feel it. Let her just.
Okay.
Let her close her mouth with that in her. Okay.
All right. Can you hold her head up? I want to see before I push. Oh. Okay. Turn her towards me. Here, I'll do this part. All right, mouth open. All right, I have her mouth open. I need you to stretch her neck.
Okay.
Fucking flashlight just broke. Okay. I see. I gotta open her mouth more. I see her trachea. Oh, this is good. I can see it really clearly. And I am down the side.
Okay.
Open her mouth, please.
Hold on. Let her close it.
Okay.
I have to close it for a second because I have to get a better grip.
Okay. I am not in the trachea. I am definitely in the
Okay.
esophagus.
She just snapped it closed.
Yep.
Hold
I think, is it far enough down?
on. We need to get it down to the bottom of the crop.
Okay.
If we can.
Open. Okay.
That's probably good.
Okay.
I think that's good. Okay.
Pinch off. Pull it out. All done. Okay. She might be a little unhappy with us, but that was a pretty successful first time tube feeding. How's her crop? We have to feel her crop?
Yeah, I'm not really feeling much in there.
All done. I do. It's up here. Her crop is up here. If it were in her lungs, she'd be aspirating right now. But I was able to see her trachea clearly, and I put the tube right past it on the left. And her eyes are open. So we put vitamin E, vitamin B1, vitamin B12, the baby parrot food, Harrison's bird food, a scrambled egg, and put all of that together with some water in the food processor. So it was like a liquid. We're gonna keep this in the refrigerator and we'll warm it up a little tiny bit. We have to do this every 4 hours until she has enough nourishment that she starts healing and we figure out how to get her over the hump. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. And please say a little prayer for this little girl. Guinness, our little Bantam Brahma. She looks comfortable now. The meloxicam's kicked in and she was unhappy, but she did really good. She's tough. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. If you want to hit like or subscribe, please feel free.